Marinaro's second preseason game for the Montreal Canadiens, and as many nights, and the Montreal Canadiens pick up their second win, this time by a score of 4-2 versus the Philadelphia Flyers. This game had absolutely everything and marked the first time that the Xhekaj brothers would play in a game, both for the Montreal Canadiens. And with Mama Simona watching, Florian Xhekaj gets a goal in the game to put the Canadiens up by a couple of goals, and Arber Xhekaj seals the deal with an empty netter. Florian said, I got to do more than that. So what does he do? He takes on Nicolas Deslauriers in a heavyweight tilt. This game had absolutely everything, and we'll talk about it. It's coming up in about 5 minutes' time with myself, Marinaro, and former Montreal Canadian, Maxim Lapierre. You'll be watching the Sick Podcast.
It's the sickest podcast. Tune in for the audio, or you can even watch back. Giving players all the props, or put them on blast. We don't give no hot takes, only talk facts.
We're giving all our devotion, riding high on this wave of emotion. Going all out, yeah, cause this is our time. No, ain't no stopping us till we reach the finish line. All in, we came here to win. We're gonna give everything. S-I-C-K on the run. S-I-C-K, sick. On fire, we're ready to fight. We'll bring the house down tonight. S-I-C-K on the run. S-I-C-K, sick.
Play it on the car ride, play it when you lounge. X and O, you know that we can hold it down. Shout out to my man Sammy, got it off the ground. And to all the listeners tuned in right now, got debates, analysis, and speculation. This is sports talk for the new generation. You know where to find us, got a reputation. Sick Podcast, your #1 sports destination.
We're giving all our devotion, riding high on this wave of emotion. Going all out, yeah, cause this is our time. No, ain't no stopping us till we reach the finish line. All in, we came here to win. We're gonna give everything. S-I-C-K on the run. S-I-C-K, sick. On fire, we're ready to fight. We'll bring the house down tonight. S-I-C-K on the run. S-I-C-K, sick.
S-I-C-K, it's the sickest podcast. Tune in for the audio, or you can even watch back. Giving players all the props, or put them on blast. We don't give no hot takes, only talk back. S-I-C-K,
S-I-C-K.
S-I-C-K,
S-I-C-K.
S-I-C-K,
S-I-C-K.
S-I-C-K.
All in, we came here to win. We're gonna give everything. S-I-C-K on the run. S-I-C-K, sick.
S-I-C-K, it's the sickest podcast. Tune in for the audio, or you can even watch back. Giving players all the props, or put them on blast. We don't give no hot takes, only talk facts.
We're giving all our devotion, riding high on this wave of emotion. Going all out, yeah, cause this is our time. No, ain't no stopping us till we reach the finish line. All in, we came here to win. We're gonna give everything. S-I-C-K on the run. S-I-C-K, sick. On fire, we're ready to fight. We'll bring the house down tonight. S-I-C-K on the run. S-I-C-K, sick.
Play it on the car ride, play it when you lounge. X and O, you know that we can hold it down. Shout out to my man Sammy, got it off the ground. And to all the listeners tuned in right now, got debates, analysis, and speculation. This is sports talk for the new generation. You know where to find us, got a reputation. Sick Podcast, your #1 sports destination.
Giving all our devotion, riding high on this wave of emotion. Going all out, yeah, cause this is our time. No, ain't no stopping us till we reach the finish
video, or you can even watch back. Giving players all the props or put them on blast. We don't give no hot takes, only talk back. S-I-C-K, 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 S-I-C-K.
Turn up your volume. Because you're about to listen to The Sick Podcast. With Tony Marinaro.
55 seconds left in the penalty, a minute and 27 seconds left in regulation time. Boston 4, Montreal 3. Lafleur coming out rather gingerly on the right side. He gives it into Lemaire, back to Lafleur.
The sickest Montreal Canadiens podcast.
You're in the ball.
Sports entertainment like no other.
Rejoint, on lui fait perdre la rondelle, une passe devant. Et c'est le dégagement et ce sera la victoire des Canadiens. Stanley pour les Canadiens, leur 23e de l'histoire.
You found the dogs! John, you found the dogs! He found the dogs! And all together, they worked a young team to the top. And now, a 24th Stanley Cup banner will hang from the rafters of the famous Forum in Montreal. The Canadiens win the Stanley Cup!
Brought to you by Energy Transportation Group. Driven to be different. Labatt.tb. Embrace your true nature. And Playground, your premier gaming destination. It's gonna be sick.
Marinaro on this Tuesday, September 23rd. The Montreal Canadiens play their second preseason game. They beat the Philadelphia Flyers by a score of 4-2. We'll talk to Maxim Lapierre, former Hab, in a couple of minutes. Not before I talk to you about some of our sponsors. It's brought to you by Energy Transportation Group, a leading asset-light 3PL that's driven to be different from cross-border freight between Canada, USA, Mexico, to coast-to-coast shipping in both Canada and the United States. Energy moves it all. They're fast, reliable, and powered by tech that delivers smarter logistics. If you need a real partner in transportation, contact them at sick@shipenergy.com and see how Energy Transportation Group is changing the freight game. Speaking of which, we have a contest to announce in regards to Energy Transportation Group, and we'll probably do it a little bit later on in the program, so stay tuned for that. Also, if you are hungry for a deal, eat well at Playground without breaking the bank. Mondays, sink your teeth into a juicy 12-ounce ribeye steak with all the fixings for just $19. Tuesdays, dive into an all-you-can-eat Asian experience for only $25. Wednesdays, savor a 6-ounce bacon wrap filet mignon with dessert for just $30. Thursdays, lobster surf and turf, only $22. And Fridays at lunch, get any sandwich, burger, pizza, or main for just $7. It's delicious. It's outrageous. Visit playground.ca for details. For the first time in a long time, because I think the last time we heard him on the Sick Podcast was probably sometime in the month of May, because this guy takes his vacation early. This guy's smarter than everyone else in the business. He figured it out a long time ago. Hey, you know what? If I can get to go on vacation in the middle of May, end of May, I'm doing so. Maxim Lapierre, it's good to talk to you again, my man.
Salut, Tony.
You are the smartest man in the media. There's a cutoff date. If it's May 25th, whatever it is, guys,
Well,
I'm on vacation. I'll be back September 23rd.
the easy way to put it is it was 25 pounds ago. On my side. Yeah, it was a tough summer. Summer in the gym department.
Oh, yeah?
Yes.
Did you? So you lost weight?
No, I didn't show up at the gym once.
Oh, okay.
I'm back.
All right.
Started today, Tony.
All right. Good for you. I took your advice, which is go on the treadmill.
Yeah, but do you have to FaceTime me in your underwear and tell me you're on the treadmill? Like, seriously?
Do you have to tell people that I'm in my my man-made underwear when I'm FaceTiming you?
This is really weird.
I have to admit that I am guilty of I sweat very easily, so I am guilty of when I train in my boxers, and I don't have a top on because I'm perspiring like a madman. But I took your advice, and you said, Tony, you don't have to go crazy. You just have to have a very fast walk on a treadmill on an incline. So right now, I want to let you know I'm at a speed of 3 and an incline of 9.
Good job.
All right, not bad.
Keep going.
I don't know if I should put the incline higher because I don't want anything to go off with my back.
What speed do you think you're using?
I'm using 3-speed, 9 incline.
3-speed, is that what they use at the grocery store?
3.0.
When you at the
probably
cashier?
Hey, we're down 23 pounds and counting. So far, so good. All
Keep
right.
going.
Okay.
You're doing great.
Listen, here's a beautiful scene of two brothers making their way into the building together. Coffee in hand for both of them.
Yeah.
Not too shabby, huh? Florian and Arber Xhekaj. And with their mother in the stands, they wanted to have a picture of them two on the ice wearing a Montreal Canadiens jersey.
Beautiful.
And for the first time ever, they both play a game. Listen, that's something that doesn't happen every day. That must be incredibly cool.
It's special. I mean, it's already special to make it all the way to the NHL, but to play on the same team than your brother with your mom in the stand, and obviously it's just an exhibition game. But for me, I don't even look at the brothers. I see character. I see attitude. I feel like it's been a while we didn't have this type of character with the Montreal Canadiens, and it's special. And tonight, I love the game. I love what they bring. They bring something special, right, Tony? It's not just they played good. Like I feel like they bring confidence to the group. It's not perfect, and we're not going to start being negative today. But I just think they bring a lot to the group, and Florian, I think, is going to make a serious push to start the year in Montreal.
Do you think he's ready?
Do I think I'm ready? He's ready. I think he can do better than, first of all, what we had last year, playing as a role player. I think if you think of guys like Petzetta and all that, and I have obviously nothing against Petzetta. He's a guy that went to war every game for us and all that, but I think he's a smarter player. He's really sound, and he's really smart in his positioning. It's tough to play a tough game and be smart at the same time, because those are two different emotions to control during the game, and it's totally different. But you see the way he positioned himself. He's okay in being in a third guy role, like at the high guy playing defense. He's okay being first on the forecheck and giving a big hit. He knows how to score goals. He did it in the AHL last year. So I'm not saying he's going to steal a spot on the top 9, but I definitely think he's going to make a push for the fourth line.
You know, they're trying to add that element to their team, right? Even Marty St. Louis has talked about it. And let's be honest, even if he didn't, we all watched what happened in the playoffs versus the Washington Capitals. One big difference in that series is that Tom Wilson played Tom Wilson hockey. He's not only good, he's not only talented, he's nasty, he's mean, he's aggressive. And the Canadiens lacked players like that. They could use more of them, right? Josh Anderson did all he could, but the Canadiens probably could use one or two more. They want to add that. So who can do it, right? So they're looking at Blais. Thorpe came in. Thorpe is not ready. We saw Davidson last night, who obviously tried. He stuck up for a teammate as well. Defending Belzile, got hit by Poulin, and you know what? Gave Poulin a shiner in the process. He dropped the gloves. I think Davidson had a pretty decent performance. But I think out of all these players, Xhekaj is, I'm not going to say he's ahead of Blais right now, because I haven't seen enough of Blais, but I think he's obvious. I think we can say he's the one with the highest ceiling.
Yeah, for sure, 100%. And Blais, I think, he's going to play the same game he's been playing for a few years now. He played in the NHL. He was really good in the AHL. I just think Florian is a great project, with the group being still young. I think you want this guy to be part of the group. And you mentioned the playoffs last year against Washington, and we cannot get lost, though, in between. We need big hits and fight, and a player like Florian that can do that, but he's playing a heavy game. And a heavy game means winning your one-on-one battles, protecting the puck, going to the net, and he does that. It's not like, I don't want to compare both of the brothers, but I think he's a little bit more under control during the game than Arber. And I think Arber showed it again tonight, that he needs to control his emotion. But having this type of player in the lineup, I think it helps the team big time.
All right. Okay. So, and we're going to get to basically his game and what happened. We're going to get to all of that. But first and foremost, why don't we do this? Let's get to the Montreal Canadiens roster on the night. All right. Okay. So Suzuki with Slavkovsky on his right and Caulfield on his left. Newhook with Joshua Roy on his right. Bolduc on his left. Veleno centering Rohrer on his right and Blais on his left. Florian Xhekaj centering Thorpe on his right and Tuck on his left on defense. Goalie with Hutson. Arber Xhekaj with Carrier. Bisson with Reinbacher. Dobeš had the first half of the game. Kakinen had the second half of the game. Speaking of which, Dobeš stopped all 9 of 9, and Kakinen let in 2 goals on 12 shots. I thought from the beginning that Montembeault is going to be your number 1, and Dobeš is going to be backing him up. That's the way it's going to go down this year in Montreal. However, after one performance, you cannot discount Fowler just yet. But based on what I've seen from camp, and based on what I saw even tonight, I think Kakinen is eliminating himself from the discussion in Montreal.
Yeah, for sure. And it's going to be pretty interesting, Tony. You look at it right now, obviously Montembeault, I think he's in great shape and he's doing well. He's been doing it for a few years now. I think Fowler might mix the whole thing up because you want the kid to play some games, but he's solid, he's confident. The way he moves in net is so good. He's a great goaltender. I mean, we've seen it in the last few years in the NHL in a lot of teams that they split the net. And let's not forget one important detail. It's Olympic year this year. Montembeault is going to play a lot of hockey. He's going to fight for a spot with Team Canada. Do you want to split the net 41, not 41, but you know what I mean? 50-32 or something like that?
Yeah.
If it goes that way, maybe Fowler will steal the net. I love Dobeš. I think he's a great goaltender, but it really depends on what the plan is, and you cannot expect the team to manage this year like it's a normal year. It's an Olympic year. There's so many games. There's so much traveling. They're going to Milan. There's the time change. If he makes the team, obviously, which I think he's going to make it, but there's more stress. There's maybe he trains a little more because he wants to take the game to another level. So you need to treat this year as a special year.
Yeah, having said that, a scout once told me you can't burn a player by keeping him one more year in the American Hockey League. Or juniors, but you can burn him if you bring him up a little bit too early. Now, either way, I don't think Fowler is going to get burned, but I want him to go down to Laval. I want him to be the number 1 goaltender. I want him to face a lot of rubber, and I think he's going to be better for it because, that's just the way I see it. Once again, do I think he's capable of doing the job? I certainly do. I mean, I love his lateral movements. I love his technique. I love his calm, his poise, his composure. I'm telling you, I see some Carey Price in his game. This guy's making me trip out. I'm really excited about him. And I mentioned earlier today with Michel Langevin on Cogeco Outaouais, and I also mentioned it with JC tonight on TVA Sport. I said, listen, the Canadiens are headed in the right direction. They're going to be a very competitive team probably for the next decade, maybe more. And if one day they end up winning a Stanley Cup, I think it's going to be Jacob Fowler who's going to be in net to win it.
It's tough to say right now, but obviously he's got all the attributes to be a star in the NHL, but you never know. It takes time. We were expecting Price, but the first long ride we've had in the playoffs was with Alak, and that's the guy we were seeing as a backup for life. So
yeah,
it's all about timing. You never know what's going to happen. You never know with injuries. One thing is for sure, he's confident, and that's the only thing that matters for a young kid. You see that he's in full control. And I don't think it's going to affect him, whatever he starts here or starts in Laval. Obviously, I think the most possible situation would be for him to start in Laval because they want him to play a lot of games. But I don't agree with the scout you're talking with. I don't think you can burn a player by starting too fast in the NHL because I think a star is a star. A good player is a good player, and he's going to find a way to have a career in the NHL if he has to.
Okay. Do you think so? I'm not going to use the term burn, but I'm going to give you, we'll talk about a couple of players, and let me ask you this, and one well, Mike Ribeiro and Guillaume Latendresse, for example, both came in. If memory serves me well, I think they had really, really good camps, right? They had really good camps, and obviously the media was pushing for them, and there was a buzz. And they started in Montreal. Was it they didn't burn themselves? Okay, they didn't. Yeah. But was it the best thing in hindsight for them to start in Montreal when they did, as early as they did?
You will never know, but the reality is they both had really good NHL careers. If you look at the stats for Ribeiro and if you look at Guillaume, if he didn't get hurt he would have had a really good career. Like when he arrived in Minnesota, I think if my memory is good, he scored like 22 goals in 30 games or something like that.
Yeah.
Like he was a physical player. I believe in the opposite. I think some players that start in the AHL are not ready to work that hard, to have to come up and to be disappointed year after year and just hang on to your dream. I think you can lose players that way. But I think by playing in the NHL, starting in the NHL at least, you come, like the worst thing that can happen is you're going to be there for 10, 15, 20 games. You're going to get some info. You're going to take your notes and you're going to go back down and say, okay, now I know what the NHL is all about and I know what I need to work on. And most of the guys are honest with themselves. Like when I got sent down in Hamilton, when I started in the NHL, when I was going back, I knew I wasn't ready. But I knew I had to work on a lot of stuff. And those are that is stuff I didn't know I had to work before I played some games. Because when, for example, you go in the corner and you get tossed around like you're 50 pounds, well, you know you're going back and you're going to go in the gym twice a day and you're going to put some muscle on and you're going to work on your leg strength and you're going to work on different things. If I didn't play in the NHL, I was at a point like you know how it is, Tony. You get drafted in the NHL, you're 18 years old, you think you're a magician and you're going to be a superstar. This is the feeling you have when you get drafted in the NHL. You just think that you're done working on some stuff, but that's not reality. That's not it.
Look, I don't know if you can make it or break it after one preseason game. I would imagine Joshua Roy is going to have more opportunities, but you said as an NHLer, I would imagine Joshua Roy driving home tonight is not going to be overly excited with his night's work because he knows that he has to be amazing at camp to be able to crack a spot. And tonight he's got just under 13 minutes. He's pointless. And I think he's got a shot on goal. We talk about Joshua Roy because he got a really nice opportunity tonight playing with the players that he was playing with. And once again, let's bring it back up. The lines for tonight's game with Newhook and Bolduc. By the way, Newhook won 8 of 12 faceoffs. He was 66.7%, which 90% of the time is going to be the highest on your team. Nick Suzuki went 10 for 14 with 71.4%, and Florian Xhekaj won 4 of 5 for 80%. So, but a difficult night, I thought, for Joshua Roy.
It's not, you know what? It's tough, Tony, because when you go, like he did work really, really hard this summer. We did, like I talked with Chris Letang, that was training with him at the same gym and all that, and he said the kid worked hard.
At APC with Jonathan Chamberg, yeah.
He did everything possible to take his career in the right direction. Wow. That being said, that comes with expectation, right? You want to show up at the camp, and again, he's a young player. You think you work so hard that it's going to be easier than last year. This is the first idea because you're proud of yourself. You did everything you had to do. So you expect your first period to be the best first period you ever had in your career. And it doesn't go that way because training camp it's not easy, Tony, in training camp. Like reads are different. You play with players you don't know. Everybody's all over the place. You don't have your game shape. Like the gym shape is one thing, but the skating shape is something else. It's not practice anymore. And it's not just for Joshua Roy. I think it's for most of the young guys. They need to realize that to make it to the NHL and play 82 games a year, you need to do something special. Yeah, like there's no other way than being the front page of the journal, the newspaper the next day. Like Florian Xhekaj did it, right? He did something special. He had a fight. He had a goal. He played well. Tomorrow is going to be the talk in town for sure because he did something special. You cannot just go and play and say, I was good defensively tonight. That's not enough. You need to make a statement. You won't make it to the NHL as a regular if you don't make a statement. And everyone you mentioned earlier, whatever it's Guillaume or other players that were young in Montreal, they made a statement training camp, every single one of them.
So let's talk about guys who are in the discussion of forward number 12 and forward number 13, right? Yeah. We just talked about Joshua Roy, Florian Xhekaj, Samuel Blais, Joe Veleno. These are guys that are all vying for, once again, Oliver Kapanen, the 12 and 13 spot. Yep. I liked Veleno tonight. I wish he would have been better in the face-off circle. I think he was on the ice on the 3-on-5 against to kill the penalties. He actually got 3 minutes and 18 seconds or something like that. Let me see. 3 minutes and 18 seconds of PK time tonight, along with Alex Newhook. it looks like they've given him a role, and it looks like he realizes his role, that he's no longer going to be that dominant offensive player that he was. I think you had a chance to play with him in a charity game, play with him or against him. I got a call right after that game that somebody told me, you know what, of all the players on the ice, they were really impressed by Veleno that day. Obviously, it's not an NHL game, but you had a chance to be on the ice with him. You saw him tonight. Unfortunately for him, he only won 5 of 13 faceoffs, but he had 5 hits. You could tell that he is a big centerman with size. He was implicating. He was giving a second effort. He was winning puck battles. I liked Veleno tonight.
Yeah, and he's a great skater, and he means well. This guy, like, he wants to play for the Montreal Canadiens, obviously, and he's proud to be here with that jersey on. But I think at this point, it doesn't really matter how good these role players are going to play. It's all going to be about. You remember last year, Tony? We talked about being a specialist. Like the Canadiens, they need specialists.
Yeah, Evans a specialist.
Exactly, for face-off, for PK. We need a PK guy. We have no choice. We lost Dvorak. We lost Armia. PK is as important as the power play. And we worked so hard to get a decent power play finally after all those years. We cannot start losing the PK, which was doing phenomenal last year. So the guy they're going to take is going to be somebody that helps on the PK. You have no choice. Because I don't want to take anything away from him, and he played well. But for me, Newhook in that role tonight, it wasn't natural. He was working hard. He was trying, but it wasn't natural reaction to the puck and to situation in the PK. You just don't become a PK player. Like, those are special reads you have to make, and is as special as making a read on the power play on the other side. So you need to be a good natural PK player, and I think the final decision is going to be about that.
Hey, by the way, someone just said to me in the YouTube chat, Veleno has size. Did Tony just say that? Yeah, Veleno has size. Veleno's 6'1", and he's about 205. Like, Veleno has size. Yes, yeah. Veleno has size. On a team that has Suzuki at center, who's 5'11", but he's probably over 202 because he's thick, who has Newhook at 5'11", and Veleno has size at 6'1", about 205. Yes, he has size. Yes. Does he use it all the time? No, I didn't say he did. But I did tell you that he had 5 hits tonight. I thought Veleno was good tonight. Once again, the only difference was the only thing that he has to work on, of course, was the faceoffs and winning more draws. But he was good in the PK. I thought he was very, very good in the PK, as a matter of fact. And of all the players that are vying for a job of 12 and 13, I like Veleno as your 12. I really like Veleno as your 12 because, Owen Beck, I think, is going to be an NHLer. There's no doubt about it. I think he could use more time in Laval. Even though I really liked his game last night, I think Joshua Roy could use more time in Laval. And by the way, he might end up being a player that the Montreal Canadiens end up trading at one point, just because there's a lot of offensive players and he maybe needs to find a different chair. Samuel Blais, I think, could be a perfect 13. And so I think that Florian Xhekaj could use a little bit more seasoning and schooling in Laval. For now, I would start with, and I know there's more preseason games to play, Max, but I would go with Veleno at 12 and Blais at 13. I thought that all along.
To be honest, every single guy you mentioned are going to bring something, and something a little different. But I trust all of them, and this is going to be important this year because when there's going to be.
Pardon me to interrupt, but wouldn't you want your 13 to be a guy like Blais, who's 29 years old, who's already hit his ceiling, staying out of the lineup for 3-4 games maybe is not going to hurt his development? He seems like perfect for me.
Yeah, but the first quality you're looking for a 7D or 13-4 forward, it's someone that won't change his attitude, whatever he plays one game in the year or 82 games. Like, you want a guy that is going to bring some energy, some passion, some smiles, make the guys laugh, and just accept his role. And I don't know him personally, but I'm pretty sure he's that type of guy who's going to be accepting the situation. But you need a good guy. You need a good teammate. And Tony, you know what? It's a special skill to miss 2 months of hockey and just get the call and play well and play a good 10, 12 minutes, because it's not easy to just practice every day and keep your game shape. Like, it's basically redoing a training camp all season long. So there's a special type of player that can do that, and I think one of them is going to have to be it.
All right, okay. So we're talking about 12 and 13. We're going to talk about other players. You talked about Newhook. You thought he was a natural on the penalty kill, but we saw him in the offseason practicing his faceoffs with none other than Patrice Bergeron. Newhook won 8 of 12 draws. Like last year, we were saying, I don't know if this guy's a centerman. He's probably a winger. He wins about 45% of his draws. It's not enough. He won 8 of 12 tonight. That's impressive.
That's impressive, and he's a guy that works really hard and he cares a lot. So I'm sure he's going to improve for sure. And it's you work with the right guy because it is a science. Face-off is a science, and when you find your sweet spot, you will win more draws. And not everyone uses the same positioning or the same strategy. Some guys are about angle, some guys are about speed, some guys are about strength, some guys just mix everything during the game, and they do a lot of video and analyze every centerman in the league. I think a guy that really wants to get better will get better because everyone can be good at face-off, but you need to do a lot of work. It's a lot of homework.
All right, okay. Who do we have here? We have Pierre Cloutier, who says, Veleno's Italian and Tony's Italian, so that's that. Come on, guys, let's be honest. Let's stop talking silly here. All right. If you want, you can accuse other people in the media who speak the same language as some other players in the past and who push for those players. Joe Veleno being Italian has nothing to do with me saying I see him as a 12 forward. I see him as the 12 forward. You want to know why? Because it's a young core, anywhere between 19 and 26 years old at the forward position. And if you end up bringing up a young player to be that 12 instead, A, they can use more time in the minors, and B, Joe Veleno has about 308 games under his belt. He's obviously on a mission. The fact that he's been with several teams, he comes back to his hometown team. He feels like he has something to prove, because if it's not going to work this time around, it might have to be Russia or Switzerland for him. So he has size compared to other centermen on the team at 6'1", 205 pounds. He's come to the point where he realizes that he has to do other things to make it in the National Hockey League. He had a really, really good offseason where he was in very, very good shape. He was skating a lot. They've established a role for him also on the penalty kill, one that he's embraced, and I thought he was very good at it tonight. Those are the reasons why I think Joe Veleno should be on the team, and the fact that he speaks Italian has absolutely nothing to do with it. All right?
You know what, Tony? I think you like him because he's Italian, though.
You're damn right I do. Damn right I do. All right, okay. We're having Energy Transportation Group is having a contest. They're giving away 2 Club Desjardins tickets to see the Habs take on the Seattle Kraken on October 15 at the Bell Center. All right? That's the home opener, by the way. So they've had a bunch of people that have called them for tickets to the home opener, and they said, you know what? Who we're going to give them to? Why don't we do this? Let's have a contest. How to enter? Become a new shipping partner with Energy Transportation Group. Book at least one shipment between now and October 13th. Eligible shipments include cross-border freight between Canada and the U.S. and Mexico, domestic shipments within Canada and the United States. That's it. You'll be automatically entered to win an unforgettable night, complimentary food and beverages, and some of the best seats in the arena. As proud sponsors of the Sick Podcast with Tony Marinaro, they're thrilled to celebrate the new season with the business that powers North America. Ready to ship or have questions? Email them at sick@shipenergy.com. All right, okay. Let's bring up the Philadelphia Flyers lineup. Anthony Richard with Couturier and Brink, Abels with Dvorak and Tippett, Bump with Luchenko and Delorier, Eklund with Gaucher and Gard, and Sanheim, Gilbert, Sealer, Grants, McDonald, and Sampson. So they had Bolton in there as well. Ursov and Kolosov were the goalies for the Philadelphia Flyers tonight. Listen, this is preseason. That is definitely what it is. But hey, Anthony Richard, good for him. I've always loved his burst of speed. I think he's underrated. He's been with several teams now in the National Hockey League. I hope it works out for him in Philadelphia. But a bad break and a bad bounce there for David Reinbacher. Huh?
Tough bounce, tough pass too. Like you cannot always look at the end result. Like they put him in a tough position. You got to pass in the skates, and he's got to deal with it. But I'm happy you talk about him because I already see where this is going. Like, it's tough.
It's not going anywhere with me. I'm
But I'm reading on social media and all that. Like, I see what like people obviously are expecting more, but I think Reinbacher is exactly where he's supposed to be. The kid had many injuries.
Yeah,
he's looking for confidence. He's a great player. He was a great pick. I think he's going to be a stud in the NHL. First of all, he needs to get his game shape and confidence back. That's the first thing, and we all know it. Second, he's a very smart defenseman, and he reads off players. And during exhibition games, that's not easy. So he's a player that you're going to see is so important during the season when everything is fixed and the system is fixed and the lines are fixed, and he can make reads off each other during the play. He's a smart player, and I think he's going to help the Canadiens in the next 2 years for sure. He needs to play hockey. That's the main thing. He didn't play hockey in the last few years, but you can see his reads though. Like, tries to beat a guy, hits the center in the middle on the breakout. He makes some very smart reads. It's not connecting all the time right now, but I guarantee you that David Reinbacher is going to help the Canadiens in a very near future.
Now, I think the last 5 years of your career, you played in Sweden. I think you played in Germany, and you played about 3.5 years in Lugano. You correct me if I'm wrong. So you've told me what I'm going to say next. So I know, but not everyone watching or listening does know this. But when the pick went down, and I wasn't thrilled about it either, because, I had one scout telling me that he thought Michkov was one of the best talents of the last 10, 15 years. You came out, you defended the pick right away. You always have. You've been very consistent in that regard. And you told me that you still had a lot of contacts in Switzerland, and all the people that you talked to told you that this guy was just a stud defenseman. Yeah,
he's solid. And just look at the draft. You think they would pick him that high? Like, if he wasn't supposed to be something special, you don't just take a risk, especially not like you said. Like, there was some great offensive players. Like,
they pick Kotkaniemi at 3 though. I mean, but that's another management group, and it's another scouting.
It's not. I really trust the new group. I don't think they would have made that mistake. You look at Reinbacher. I think he's gonna find a deep partner that's gonna help him at one point. He's still in no man's land. Like, he doesn't even know what his role is gonna be with the organization. And the
Canadiens see him as an eventual partner for Lane Hutson one day. That's the way they see it.
He's gonna be that guy, Tony. And you know what? He plays physical. You'll see when he gets like older a little bit. This guy can throw the body around. He can hit hard. He's smart. He's good defensively. I have no issue with that guy. Just give him time. Just trust the process. Give him time. He will be fine. And that's the best thing in his case is we're not waiting for him. We don't absolutely need him now. We have good Ds on our team, and he has time to take his time, if that makes sense.
Yeah. And you know what? I think he's got a really good stick.
And Tony, you're right. He's got a good stick. And it's always tough to establish yourself as a guy that puts up point in the NHL, but it is as tough to become a stud defensively. And I think this is the type of player he's going to be. Just look around. You just think about a guy like Slavin, like the guy that so good out of nowhere, was on waivers. You got is it Slavin, the guy in Florida? No, that's in Carolina. Who's the Forsling in Florida? He was nobody, and it takes time. It's like being a stud defensively. You play against the best line every night. You need to find your game, and it's.
By the way, they went out and signed Mikula too. He's good too.
Yeah, exactly. So it takes time, Tony. He's a tall defenseman. He skates well. He's smart, and he's a good guy off the ice. 2 years, I promise you, people are going to be, wow, this guy is solid. 100%. No doubt.
All right. It's of course, it's that kind of season with who's going to make the playoffs, who's not going to make the playoffs, futures, prop bets. Also in the NFL, great game last night. Go all the way with Betway. Get a free bet up to $200. First bet loses. Scan the QR code on the screen. Click on the link in details section to create an account. Redeem your welcome offer. Offers only available for new customers. Terms and conditions apply. Offers not available in Ontario. Must be 18 years of age and older. And please play responsibly. Let's take a look at the score sheet. Caulfield, 53 seconds in. Suzuki to Hutson to Caulfield, and that's the first time we've said that since I don't know, April or May, but it's not going to be the last time we're going to say it this season. I have a feeling we're going to say it a lot, Max. Lane Hutson tonight, he's just warming up. But I got to tell you, and I've said this before, if I take a look at Montreal Canadiens players in the last 15 years that have, when they picked up the puck, they excited me more than every other player. Kovalev, Subban, Hutson.
Well, there's two now because I'm pretty sure Demidov is going to be in the same category.
I think Demidov will be in that category as well. By the way, how many views did you get on your video of you just staying at home yesterday and saying, hey, you know what? I think Josh Anderson, it would be a good idea to put him with Demidov every now and then. This way people aren't going to take liberties on him.
I don't know, but I don't think it was about the comment, Tony. A lot of people were talking about the pillows I had in the back. They loved it. Nice pillows.
Oh, really? Yeah, it was about the pillows.
You know what? You're talking about Hutson. I need to tell you because you were saying about Veleno. We skated together in a tournament this summer, and on my team I had Patrick Laine and Hutson.
Did you like Veleno in that tournament that you played? Or
yeah.
He trust you, yeah.
So much skills, so much
unreal,
speed.
Unreal, really.
But I will tell you something. I've skated with a lot of NHL players in my life, obviously. But Hutson and Demidov, Tony, and everyone listening, it's
another category.
It doesn't make sense. It just doesn't make sense. They're so skilled, so fast, but we all know that. But so passionate. They love the game. They just love the game. Like they're dressed 30 minutes before a 3-on-3 tournament. They talk about hockey all the time. Like at one point, they were playing against each other because we were playing against Demidov's team, and Hutson and Demidov, they were fighting for pucks like it was Game 7 of the Stanley Cup Finals. In my head, I was like, okay, they need to relax a little bit because someone's gonna get hurt. But they won't accept not being the top guy on the ice, and it was fun to watch. And the fact that they're gonna challenge each other all year during practice in the gym is gonna have a major impact because there might be just young guys, but if you're a veteran and you're looking at the two kids, you're like, maybe I'll spend an extra 30 minutes on the ice today.
And even though Hutson is young and he had his rookie season finished the season at 21, in just his second season, I bet you that he's going to help Demidov a lot because he won the Calder's Rookie of the Year. I'm sure it's something that Demidov would love to win, and I'm sure he's going to go up to Hutson and ask for advice all season.
100%. And it's been a while, Tony, that I've seen players, and I'm going to compare them to legends right now, but they have the Tom Brady attitude. You know what I mean? They will not accept. They're the type. I've seen it with Sidney Crosby in Pittsburgh. If they miss a shot during practice, it's going to stay for 8 hours after and take 50,000 shots they just missed just to make sure that it won't happen again. It's another level. I'm so proud to have these type of player like representing us. It's unreal. It's unreal.
You know what? I think they're both phenoms. I've said it before. I'm going to say it again. I think they're both phenoms. And I hope we get to see them as Montreal Canadiens for a very, very long time.
You will.
A shout out to, I guess you're not worried about the fact that Lane hasn't, even though there's no rush and he doesn't have to, they can still wait another year. But the last time I spoke to you and Pierre Maguire, I think you said, did you say what, 8 times 10 or 8 times 11 or 8 times 12, whatever it was? And
yeah, I think it was 8 years, 10 a year.
I would offer that with my eyes closed. No problem.
No problem at all. Nope. The cap is going to go up. It's going to be minimum 80 million. I think. Unless he's going team discount and he's just, I want to win the cup and just offer me the same thing than my captain, but I really doubt it. I think he's too good.
Yeah.
He's unreal, Tony. Like he's so smart.
He's a phenom.
He's always gonna find a way just because he's smart. If he's hurt, if he's slower, if it doesn't matter if the guy is stronger, he will find a way.
You know, there's no way of actually measuring it, but if there was, and you can scan that hockey brain of his, I bet you he's a top 5 hockey brain in the league. Because of his lack of size, he has to exercise that muscle so much more than everyone else to get himself out of certain situations. And that's why I believe that. And, he decides to do things at the last second sometimes on the ice and is in total control of the situation, even though he's decided to do something at the last second. He then takes himself out of his comfort zone and then ends up controlling that situation. I think it's unbelievable. Labatt Tibi is also unbelievable. They're behind me in a fridge. They launched the Ultra Lager, refreshing, thirst-quenching beer, perfect for those cool fall days, pardon me, with only 90 calories, 2 grams of carbs, and 4% ABV per can. Available in a pack of 6 and 12 in grocery stores all around the province of Quebec. It's ultra light, ultra refreshing. Let's go back to the score sheet. All right, okay. So, Florian Xhekaj, about 9 minutes later, Thorpe goes in, delivers a hit, is able to get the puck. It goes from Tuck to Thorpe, and Thorpe ends up getting the puck to Xhekaj. A quick wrist shot by Xhekaj. I think the goalie should have done better, but it trickles in, and Mama Simona is very happy. In the second period, Anthony Richard, we talked about him. The puck goes off of Reinbacher, tries to control the pass back, and it goes off his skate, and it goes the other way, and Richard just takes off. He's off to the races, and a very, very quick move and very, very quick hands in his release, and he beats Kakkonen. Juraj Slafkovsky, who had taken a skate to the chin earlier in the game and went back to the locker room and went back for some repairs. It goes from Caulfield to Slafkovsky, who a heads-up play in the offensive zone with some patience, some poise, head up, boom, beautiful pass to Suzuki, whose wrist shot goes up and over the goalie. I don't know if it deflected off of a flyer stick, maybe because there were some sticks in the way. And then Owen Tippett, a power play goal for the Philadelphia Flyers with Arber Xhekaj in the box. We're going to talk about that in just a minute. But Kakkonen didn't look very good on that Tippett goal, did he?
No, that was a shot he's supposed to have. But at the end of the day, what are we expecting from Kakkonen? He's a good goaltender, but it's first game for him this year. It's our first or second, whatever, with the rookie camp or whatever camp they have. But it's tough for a goalie to find the repairs. Like at this time of the year, I'm sure most of the time he would save that.
So Arber Xhekaj, there's a penalty to the Flyers in period number 3. And Xhekaj takes exception, and he wants to go out and he wants to deliver one last hit, the scrum, this, that, whatever, boom, boom, boom. All of a sudden, he gets called for 4 minutes, and the Canadiens, instead of being on the power play, are now killing a penalty with a defensive zone draw for them, and the Philadelphia Flyers end up scoring a goal. This is preseason. I don't think anybody cares, but if it was a regular season, he obviously wouldn't be helping himself. I can't expect you to put yourself in Marty St. Louis' head to tell me what's going through Marty's mind when this happens. But if you were the coach, what would go through your mind? Would you say, damn, man, Arber doesn't learn, that he's been doing this for the last couple of years? Or would you say, all right, it's preseason, it happens, and you know what? Hopefully this doesn't happen all that much in the regular season. How do you look at it?
Well, I have many things to say about it. First of all, people think that he fought because he got tripped, but he fought because this guy got destroyed. His teammate got destroyed in the corner by the same guy 2 seconds before.
Correct.
Okay, correct. Was there anyone that said anything last night when Josh Anderson did the same thing because Demidov got hit?
No.
This is where I have an issue. Arber Xhekaj has the special territory where everything he does is dramatic. Josh Anderson did the exact same thing 24 hours ago. He jumped the guy because he gave a normal hit to Demidov. I understand it's Demidov, future star, and that's the move a veteran should do. But I think in an exhibition game, nobody touches your teammate. We don't care about the power play. If one thing, we need to work on the PK this year, perfect. We're helping the team.
Arber doesn't usually get the benefit of the doubt from the officials. Though.
Yeah, but
he looked at somebody the wrong way and he's getting a penalty.
I know, but Tony, that this needs to stop because a lot of guys are doing the same thing, but we never talk about it because there are other guys, but they do it. Like Brendan Gallagher does it. He takes some stupid penalties once in a while. The players, I took stupid penalties once in a while, but there's always a purpose. Like people don't talk about maybe it's 5-1 for the other team, or maybe we're up 5-0. Like I understand if it's 1-1 and there's 4 minutes left in the third, you don't do that. But we need to stop being all over Arber Xhekaj. We will regret the day we're gonna lose that guy. Because I can guarantee you today, if you offer Struble, Xhekaj, and these type of defensemen, everyone's going to call for Xhekaj. They won't call for the other guys.
Yeah, because the other guys don't have an X factor, and Arber does. So I got to tell you this. Last year, I saw the game the same way Marty St. Louis saw it.
Yeah.
That Arber Xhekaj got more ice and more games than Jaden Struble for the first 90% of the season, 80% of the season. And down the stretch, Struble ended up becoming his guy. And I saw that too. And then I saw Struble starting the playoffs like Marty St. Louis did. And as of game 3, I saw Arber coming into the lineup, and he did put him in the lineup. I've loved Arber Xhekaj so far at camp. I have. He's moving so much better. His first pass is actually so much better than it's ever been too. I understand that X factor, and I agree with you. I didn't think he was great defensively tonight, but I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt because, once again, this guy brings certain things to the table. There's nobody else in that D can. And that is, and maybe, you know what? Not too many players at the forward position can bring what he brings too. I mean, let's face it. I mean, when it comes to defending your teammates, when it comes to, it's Xhekaj and Anderson. It's not that more than that.
We need to stop kidding ourselves, Tony. We're a great hockey team. We got great young guys, but we're lacking toughness and size. And the division is getting bigger. Like the Bruins went and got those guys like Zadorov and who's the forward that used to fight for Tampa Bay and LA. What's his name? Left winger, tough, really really heavyweight fighter. He's a tough guy. Wait,
who
for the Bruins?
For the who?
Bruins, Boston.
Let
me find it. First show of the year, we got somebody on the chat. Janot.
Boston.
Tyler Janot.
Janot. Yeah, of course.
Right, Janot. Well, he's a tough guy. The Bruins, they want to bring that style back. Like the Panthers are tough. There's some toughness. Ottawa is not going to be easy. Like they have toughness. If you don't have Arber in the lineup and you don't have Anderson, Tkachuk is going to come here and just have a party and have fun. That we need to realize that Toronto plays tougher now. They have a management that want a tougher game. Like it's a tough division. You cannot go there without Xhekaj, and you cannot leave Anderson alone.
You know what Xhekaj has to do? He has to really work on his hitting game. Yeah, if he can add that element to his game, Dave Manson, Brian Marchment style. Remember that? Like those guys can fight, but they could also hit. And if he can time his hits, I mean, some of the guys that actually ended up being really, really good hitters aren't even huge guys either. Darius Kasparidis could hit really well. Alexei Emelin played for the Canadiens. He could hit really well. Alexander Romanov could hit really well. Some guys know how to time hits. If he could work on, his hits, the timing of his hits, that'll be another feather in his cap, another tool in his toolbox, and it could serve him really, really well.
Well, what he needs is he needs the coach to go and see him and say, listen, you have 15 games. You won't come out of the lineup, or 10 games. Just find your role. Find your job in the NHL. Don't worry about getting out of the lineup. You got 10 games. Find a way. I feel like he's going to find a way. It's not easy, Tony, to feel that you're one mistake or one penalty away from getting out of the lineup. It doesn't make sense.
What's good about the Canadiens?
Yeah.
You know what they need, right? They need Xhekaj. They need two Xhekajs. You know that they, a Thorpe type player, one day they'll need that kind of player with the Canadiens as well. And of course, they're going to need a second line centerman going forward at one point, but exactly what they need.
100%.
And I think that's really good. You look at the puzzle and you say, okay, you know what? This is what this team is going to need. All right, okay. A couple of things I want to get to. Caulfield, 1 goal, 1 assist, +1, 3 shots. Suzuki, 1 goal, 1 assist, +1, 2 shots. Slavkovsky obviously was very, very good for the Canadiens as well. The whole first line was very good. Thorpe had 6 hits. Blais had 4 hits. Tuck had 5 hits. Veleno had 5 hits. Florian Xhekaj had a goal. He had 2 shots, 2 hits, 1 fight. You got to give it to him, versus Nicolas Deslauriers. And good for Deslauriers for saying, you know what? I know this kid has to try and prove himself. Once upon a time, I used to be in his skates. And, I needed somebody to give me an opportunity. So I'm going to give him the opportunity because Deslauriers didn't have to do that. Not in a preseason game. A veteran who's already had, some broken face and stuff like that. But he gave him his opportunity. And Florian held his own decision. Deslauriers, of course. But Florian held his own.
Yeah, he did great. Like, he did great. It was a little tougher at the end, but he's fighting the top 3 toughest guy in the NHL right now. Like this is a tough challenge, and this is what I like. This guy is all business, and you need guys like that in the team because it brings everyone together. Like, and I think the two brothers together, they're gonna be annoying if they're in the lineup. They're gonna challenge each other. They're gonna be pumped every game. You need that, Tony. We have the goals. We have them. We have Suzuki, Caulfield, Slav, Demidov. We got Bolduc. We got Laine. We got Doc, if he's in great shape. We got enough offensive skills. Let's bring some mean players a little bit. We need mean.
Max, always fun. Why don't we do this? We're winding it down. Why don't we take 7? We'll make it a lucky 7. 7 questions. You're on the YouTube Live right now. You're on the Facebook Live. You're on the Twitter Live. Who do we have here at Master Control with us? We have Shane Gaumont and Master Control. Shane, if you can bring up 7 questions, we'll tackle them, and then we'll call it a night. The Montreal Canadiens will play their next preseason game Thursday night at the Bell Center. So we'll wait for Shane to bring up the questions. There we go. Slimesy says, would you see Thorpe as the replacement of Anderson once his contract is done? Well, I don't know if Thorpe will ever be able to bring what Josh Anderson has at the National Hockey League level. But in terms of size and physicality, I see Thorpe on the wing on a 4th line going forward. I don't know if the line is going to be Florian with Thorpe and Luke Tuck. I don't know. But I see Thorpe on a 4th line going forward. It's going to take some time. He's nowhere near ready, I don't think. I think it'll take a couple of years for sure. Next. Max, do you agree with that? Or
yeah, I like his game, and you can see he's a nice project to work with in the AHL.
Next one is for Max Lapierre. UME says Florian, 2nd line winger in the future. Oui or no?
Not on that team, because we're like you just look at it right now. I think we're gonna at one point we're gonna sign a big free agent to play on the top 6. I don't see it. Not now.
And you know what? He's already gone on record as saying that he can play wing. He prefers center. He thinks he's a better centerman. And Pascal Vincent, who had him in Laval with the Rockets, says, you know what? He reminds him of Adam Lowry. Adam Lowry is one of the, best 3rd line centermen in the National Hockey League. Yeah. So, you know what? Let's go with that. Next. Rick Wagan. We know Tony wants Veleno to play with Bolduc and Newhook, but Max, who do you see playing on that line? I see Veleno at center with Newhook on the wing and Bolduc on the wing. Yes, like the viewer says. Max?
We're talking about the 4th line, the 3rd line?
I think that'll be the 4th line. If Evans, Gallagher, and Anderson will probably be the 3rd.
I think Bolduc is going to make a push to be on the top 6. So that's not at all where I see Bolduc. I think he's got the skill level. He's physical. He's a good skater. He's a big body.
Well, when you say top 6, let's elaborate. He's not going to take Slavkovsky's spot on the 1st line. You're saying he's going to take Liney's spot? You think he's going to take Slavkovsky's? But you know what?
No, I don't think he's going to steal Slav's spot because we have a great 1st line. But I guarantee you that Bolduc will have some shifts with Suzuki and Caulfield somewhere during the year. Guarantee.
And you know what?
He's a goal scorer.
Remind everyone who you played for, the team that went to the Stanley Cup final that lost in 7 games. You played for? Remind them.
Vancouver Canucks.
Correct. And who played with the 2 most talented players on the team?
Alex Burrows.
And the line was pretty great, was it not?
Yeah, exactly.
And a lot of people would have said Alex doesn't have the talent to match those guys. But you know what? He had a lot of other intangibles.
Bolduc, guys, he's a very good prospect. He's a very good young guy. He was scoring a lot of goals in the second half of the season last year.
Yeah.
And it's not luck. He's a goal scorer.
He can fly. Great on the forecheck. Good shot.
And I think I'm sorry, but I'd rather have him on the 2nd line than Patrick Laine to help Demidov. I think he would do a better job.
So what do you do with Laine?
You'll have to play him on the 3rd line. You'll have to use him and give him some missions when you're down 1 goal, when you're down 2 goals. You're going to need to find somewhere, but I need to see Laine showing me that at 5-on-5 he can have an impact. And he played good last night. Like I'm okay with the game, but I think some guys are going to make a push to be on the 2nd line.
I didn't think he was great last night.
And I'm not great, but a little better than last year.
He moves better.
It moves better. But there's other possibilities, and you mentioned it a little bit at the beginning of the show. I think Josh Anderson could be useful with Duck and Demidov just to bring some speed, to be good on the forecheck, to protect the kid.
Spot him every now and then. Spot him, especially on the road.
Yeah, I think you got a young guy, and you know that Josh Anderson will jump you if something happens. You'll treat him differently.
Next question. Rod Langway fan club. Wow. Is Vincent Rohrer the next Max Lapierre?
You might as well be the next Brendan Gallagher, though, because he was all over the place tonight. He was working hard. He's really fast. I like his game. There's always a guy that surprises you and is out of nowhere. Like for me, that was him tonight. I think he's gonna at one point cause a surprise.
You know what Marty St. Louis said about him when asked about him at the end of the game? He says he's got good details to his game. And he does. It's a good way of putting it. He does. He's got good details. His game is good. His game is very good.
Good player.
I don't know if it's good enough to play in the National Hockey League this year, but this guy keeps on going like this. He's going to be a National Hockey League player for sure. This kid's got something.
Yep.
How many more? Why don't we take two more, even though I lost count? Tony Marinaro. Hey, Max, whose game do you prefer, Beck or Kapanen?
I like both. I think they're good players, but if I was the general manager, my pick would be Beck. I think I see something in his game. I see a heavy game. I see him get on the forecheck. He throws the body. Like when he does it, it's heavy. I think he looks like a good hockey player. I feel like if you work with that guy and the coaching staff they have, whatever it's in Laval or Montreal, I think he can get to a level where he could be useful to an NHL hockey team.
Pierre Maguire said last night he should inspire his game over someone like Anthony Cirelli, which obviously is huge because Anthony Cirelli is second-line centerman for the Tampa Bay Lightning behind Braden Point. He represented Canada, of course, at the Four Nations. He's a Stanley Cup winner a couple of times. But I totally understood his point because, they helped him work on his offense. They helped him work on his game. They gave him some time, and they gave him an opportunity. He made the best of it. Last question of the night. Jeremy Sentner says, Joe Veleno was at a point every other game when playing at the Bell Center. Max, does location matter playing in front of family and friends for Veleno?
Obviously, it changes a little something because you're playing for your hometown team. Like it's special. It always bring that little extra 10%. Some nights you're tired and you have this in the back of your mind. Your family is in the stands. Obviously, you will find a way to give a good show. So, but he's a veteran, I just think he's ready. He's ready to fight for a spot. He's in great shape. He's fast. It all depends of injuries and what we're looking for specialists. I think Veleno, you're never going to be in trouble with him. You're never going to come out of a game and you're going to say it's because of him. He didn't show up tonight. You might not see him on the ice do anything special some nights, but he will not hurt you.
Max Lapierre from La Poche Bleue during the season, Wednesdays at 8 p.m. Obviously, when the Canadiens play on Wednesdays, they will have it on another day. This year, talk to us, Max, about La Poche Bleue, your podcast en français, and you also have Jour du Match, which is game day, and talk to people about when game day will be.
Every game day, really simple. We're gonna have Dave Morissette and Gilbert Delorme. They're gonna talk about the game coming up, and twice a week, basically. They won't do it on weekends, not at the beginning, but I think it's gonna be great. We're gonna have the great Tony in studio on the Wednesday night at La Poche Bleue, so that's gonna be fun. And it's a good year. We have La Poche Bleue Blanc Rouge that are they're live right now after every game, so we're starting to build something pretty solid, and always fun to see you in studio, Tony.
I will not be there, unfortunately, as you know, tomorrow night because my radio hit, which is usually on Monday and Friday, the Monday one is going to be replaced by Wednesday because the Canadiens played last night. So I'm going to be in a studio at Cogeco Media 98.5 tomorrow night, but I'm going to be at probably give or take about, over 30 La Poche Bleus live from your studios in Saint-Julie.
Yep.
And which is going to be at 8 o'clock. And in case you're wondering, if I'm not going to be able to get back in time, I will pre-record some sick podcasts. And if I am able to get back in time, because I think you'll probably be going 8 to 9, correct?
Yeah, 8 to 9. You'll be back on time.
8 to 9. I'll be back for the 10 o'clock show, which is awesome. Okay.
You'll see that it's far to go to Saint Julie with a scooter.
You know what? The Vespa, I haven't taken it out in a couple of weeks, but I think that's it. I won't be going with the Vespa to Saint Julie because if I do, it'll probably take me a couple of weeks to get there. Max Lapierre, thank you very much for doing
guys.
this. We'll talk to you soon.
Tony.
All right, there you have it.
Guys.
Max Lapierre, former Montreal Canadian from La Poche Bleue podcast once again. And they have La Poche Bleu Blanc Rouge. They have Le Jour du Match. And they have, of course, their weekly special every Wednesday night. Then we have the Sick Podcast with Tony Marinaro, which goes Monday to Friday, weeknights at 10 p.m. in English. And starting on the 6th of October, we have Le Sick Podcast avec Tony Marinaro, weekdays at 10 a.m., inspired by my childhood idol, number 10, le numéro 10, Guy Lafleur. By the way, if you like the video tonight, you like the podcast tonight, there's a hype button that YouTube has introduced. Try and hype this video up as much as you can. It would be very, very much appreciated. Look at that, huh? Le Sick Podcast avec Tony Marinaro at Zar and the Sick Podcast with Tony Marinaro at 10 p.m. as well. All right, so hopefully you'll give it a perfect 10, and hopefully you'll be watching both. Once again, if you are subscribed to the English YouTube channel, I can let you know that the French podcast will also be on the exact same channel. So you'll be able to have the English podcast and the French podcast all on the same channel. Tell your friends about it because it is, and it's going to be sick, or as they say en français, ça va être malade. Back tomorrow night, same time, same place. Ciao for now.
And that's a wrap. Hope you don't miss us too much until next time. Follow the Sick Podcast with Tony Marinaro on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, Google Play, and Apple Podcasts. The Sick Podcast is brought to you by Energy Transportation Group, driven to be different. Labatt.tb, embrace your true nature. And Playground, your premier gaming destination.